What's happening? This is Real Talk with me, Nick, keeping you guys company all the way until 5 p.m. And we're talking about a lot of these things that is happening right now in the UK. And one of these things is the coronavirus vaccine, the AstraZeneca vaccine, the passports, and why the children are not getting their jabs now. Why a trial of the Oxford AstraZeneca COVID vaccine on children has stopped been giving out, in the UK, and the UK's medicine regulatory investigates a possible link with the rare blood clots in adults. So yeah, Professor Andrew Pollard from the University of Oxford said there were no safety concerns with the trial itself, but its scientists were waiting for further information. So what they are doing is right now they have a lot of concerns when it comes to the vaccine, especially the AstraZeneca vaccine, because there were possible links with the adults getting these rare diseases, rare blood clots. This is what another they've inquired. They started an investigation to check on, especially to check on the possible side effects to children, especially when it comes to kids getting the vaccine. What are the risks that could be posed by this vaccine? So more than 31.6 million people in the UK have had their first dose, and a total of 5.4 million people have received a second dose. So yeah, there's two vaccines developed by Oxford AstraZeneca and the Pfizer BioNTech, and they are being used in the UK, while a third from Moderna has recently been approved. That's right. We have now three vaccines that are coming on board into the UK and are going to be rolling out all across the nation. So that is what's happening. In the trial of this Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine on children, which started back in February, is assessing whether the jabs, so whether these vaccines produce a strong immune response in those aged between 6 and 17. So it comes, its suspension, basically comes after the EMA, which is the European Medicine Agency, said in a personal capacity that there appeared to be a link with the jab and some rare blood clots. So confirming that the trial on children was being paused, Professor Pollard said, whilst there are no safety concerns in the pediatric clinical trial, we await additional information from the MHRA on its review of a rare case of thrombosis that have been reported in adults before giving any further vaccination in the trial. So yeah, updates from the EMA and the UK's regulatory, the Medicines and Healthcare Products Regulatory Agency, the MHRA, are expected in the coming days. So yeah, the EMA has said its safety committee had not yet reached a conclusion and that the review is currently ongoing. So yeah, the MHRA says the benefits of the jab continue to outweigh any risks. So they say, okay, there might be these kind of rare risks that, you might get a blood clot, but at the same time, the benefits of taking this vaccine, of fighting the coronavirus, this pandemic together, is it outweighs totally the risks. So all the medicines, from vaccines to paracetamol, have the potential to cause some severe side effects. I mean, every kind of medication, if you really look at it, if you always look, especially when you buy paracetamol from the pharmacy or aspirin or anything, you go look and you see the possible side effects. It will show you at least 10 different kind of side effects. I mean, the seasonal flu jab has around 1 in a million chance of causing the nerve disorder Guillain-Barré syndrome. That's just an example. So yeah, the key question is whether the risks are worth the benefits. That is the question that people are asking themselves. Is it, will we use the benefit even more than the risk of getting the virus? Well, for even if the vaccine was the cause of these risks, and this is still not yet proven, though, this is not completely proven yet. So the numbers suggest around one death in every 2.5 million people vaccinated in the UK, and that is a staggering amount. It's one death in every 2.5 million people. So for everyone over the age of 40 or 75 infected, there is one death per 8 COVID infections. So for those in their 40s, it's one death per 1,000. So on the face of it, the risk-benefit ratio is clearly in the favor of the vaccination. So if you assume you're going to be infected at some point, the vaccine is still going to be helpful. So what's needed now is more information, though, about who has been suffering from these rare blood clots. How old are they? Do they have any underlying health conditions that could explain what happened? And, essentially, if they answer these kind of questions and they narrow it down, then this will actually narrow down the cases or the scale of any of potential risks. So yeah, an update from the UK regulator as well as the European one is expected in the coming days. So during a visit to the AstraZeneca manufacturing plant in Macclesfield, Cheshire, earlier on Tuesday, Mr. Johnson defended its vaccine. On the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine, the best thing people should do is look at what the MHRA say, our independent regulator. That's why we have them. That's why they are independent, said Mr. Johnson, who has received the first dose of the vaccine himself. So yeah, he further states, he quotes, their advice to people is to keep going out there, get your jab, get your second jab, and the best thing of all is to vaccinate our population, get everyone under, get everyone out getting the jab. That's the key, and that's what I would advocate. Number one, I mean, the prime minister is looking at the bigger, things, like looking at things from a wider perspective, from a larger perspective. And what he's trying to tell us right now, he's encouraging all the people to get the vaccine because he also wants the country up and running. He wants people to be safe. And this is the solely reason why he did take the vaccine is what he's trying to, say and imply in this. So yeah, the MHRA is still investigating reports of a very rare and specific type of blood clot in the brain known as cerebral venous sinus thrombosis, or CVST, occurring together with low levels of platelets. And this is following the vaccination. So after you get the vaccination, the people are talking about this rare kind of blood clot. Like I just said, the name of the blood clot is CVST. This is what people are concerned about, and the possibility of getting this, which is very rare. And a number of countries have suspended, though, the use of the Oxford AstraZeneca jab amongst younger people, including in Germany, which has paused it for people below the age of 60. And Canada, where the jab is not even being given to those under 55. So yeah, in total, the UK has secured essentially more than 457 million COVID vaccine doses, of which 100 million are from AstraZeneca. So that is a large amount. That makes up to quarter of the vaccines in the UK is essentially from AstraZeneca. So vaccines from Moderna will be deployed in the UK around the third week of April. And this was said by Vaccines Minister Nadeem Zahawi. And yeah, the MHRA also said that he had identified 30 cases of rare blood clots. And out of this, 18.1 million doses of the jab administered up to and including 24th of March. So there have been 7 deaths amongst these 30 cases. So a lot of people are, these are the numbers right now. This is the numbers, and this is what is happening. These are just the facts that I'm saying right now. And the regulator's chief executive, Dr. June Rain, said, though, that people should continue to get their vaccine when invited to do so, because our thorough and detailed review is going into reports of very rare and specific types of blood clots with low platelets following the COVID AstraZeneca vaccine. So no decision has yet been made on any regulatory action. So what they're trying to say is, keep taking the vaccine. Make sure, we try to beat this together as one whole community, because this is the only way we can get out of this. This is the only way we can return back to normalcy. I mean, it is like a lot of people, like I said, a lot of people they don't have faith in the vaccine. There's not that much faith, and people don't really trust and have 100% faith. They're scared of a little side effect. But then, of course, I understand the fear of people. But then if you really think about it, isn't everyday living every day is a risk? Isn't that a risk as well? Like any moment, something can happen to you. Any moment could be your last day. So why not just take the vaccine? Make sure you're armed against a possible threat, which is the pandemic. Make sure you fight back. You have the tools to fight back. That is the whole point of taking these vaccines. It's to boost your immune system to fight back this, the coronavirus, because a lot of people are dying and a lot of people are falling sick. And it's just, if we as a community step forward and try to fight this together, I think we stand a better chance. And with that, though, we are going to take a real quick break. We'll be talking about this as we go along in the show. And checking your time right now, it is 2:56. Good afternoon.